Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bob Unger podcast. And I have some special guests coming on.
Good afternoon.
I have Lynn Pan, who is the president of Lynn Pan International Real Estate, which is located in Great Neck, New York, on Middle Neck Road. And she is one of the top real estate brokers in New York. And she is an immigrant who came here not speaking the language perfectly. And she's not Caucasian, as you can see. And yet, she has no excuse. She worked hard and made something for herself and her family. So we're going to get a little background on Lynn. Lynn, where were you born?
I was born in mainland China.
In mainland China?
Yes.
In what province or what city?
The city called Hefei is kind of close to Shanghai. I think,
Shanghai.
Yeah, most of you probably know Shanghai. Yes.
And what kind of an area is it? Is it like Great Neck with expensive houses and fancy cars and
No
Mercedes?
No way. I was born in country. My parents is kind of like farmers. So when I was very little, like my little son Daniel's age, 8 or 9 years old, I do all the house cleaning work, cooking breakfast. That's all how I tell my son now. Yeah,
Okay.
do all the house cleaning, wash clothes, breakfast, everything.
So you were not born with a silver spoon in your mouth, like they say.
No way.
When they talk about rich people in America that are born to rich parents, they say born in a silver spoon in his mouth.
Yeah, in China they call golden spoon.
Golden spoon.
So it's similar.
So you had a plastic spoon.
I don't have a spoon.
No spoon. Got to use your
yes.
or you have to use chopsticks.
Yes.
And what about education in China?
Oh, got my parents. I'm glad my parents very concerned about education when I was little. The elementary school, middle school, I all go to good school. So I go to very good college in China. So I met my husband in college. After we just graduated from college, we come to U.S.
And why? Why did you decide to come to the U.S.?
I think we looking for higher and better education, and also for us, we come from poor family, no strong financial background or any late working background kids. We only can rely on ourselves. So we thinking we come to US, we can to better life.
So you didn't come to the U.S. to go on welfare?
No.
And food stamps?
No, that's not what we want. No.
So what you wanted was opportunity?
Sure.
To work hard?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I just step out the airplane, we have previous students come to pick up us, and he told me, he said, Lee, now you come to America, you have a much more opportunity than you are in China. But that's true. Yes. So at that moment, I make my mind, I should grab any opportunity I can grab to working hard to successful in here.
And you have 4 sons, 4 boys, right?
4 boys.
And you're going to meet a few of them. And you make your boys work hard, right?
Of course.
You don't want them to depend on the government for anything, but to make their own life?
No, that's shame. Even when we just come, we got my first boy, my first 3 sons, was born in Maryland. At that time, my husband still in, University of Maryland as a PhD student, and I have a job. But other than, I remember I lost my accountant job when I have deliver Ila, my third son. So which is me, we don't have insurance. Even in that tough time, I don't want to apply free insurance or stamps. I didn't apply at all.
Food, you didn't want to apply for food stamps?
No, even insurance. But luckily, my husband get a job from New York, Wall Street right away. So that's a gap. It's very little.
And when you came here, a lot of people today, they're saying America is a racist country, and they don't have a chance if they're not white people. And how were you treated here by the Americans?
I don't feel I got any discrimination. I think people respect me by how I'm, working hard, always try to help people, try to resolve the problem, tell the people honestly what I want, what I need, if I need help, if I want to get any, results I want, make what kind of deal. So I think American culture, they respect you working hard. You tell the truth, what you really want to help you to make your success.
And in Maryland, you were not in business. You were just a student.
Yeah, I'm just a student, and after I graduated, I got an accountant job.
In Maryland?
Yeah, in Maryland.
And were you making $1 million a year?
No, of course not.
What was your salary? Do you remember?
I remember my first job salary, like 48,000.
48,000
a year.
So after taxes, you probably got 25,000, 30,000 maybe?
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And what year was that?
That's in 2004, 2005.
So not so long ago, 16 years ago.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And how long did you work as an accountant?
It's kind of short, like 1.5 years.
Okay. And then did you do something else?
Then we moved to New York.
And why did you move to New York?
Because Derek got job from Wall Street.
I see. Okay. And when you came here, what year was that in New York?
2006.
Okay. And when you came in 2006, did you do any work or did you stay home?
No. I go to school to get my real estate license.
So you got your real estate sales license?
Yes.
And was that difficult because the language was not firsthand for you?
I think it's okay for me. Since I already got I'm studying here and already, I'm prepared. But I don't have any real estate experience, and we don't buy any house, in Maryland. So I still treat it very serious to go to the school to study. So I passed once.
And when you came here, did you rent?
Yes, we rent 3-bedroom duplex condo in house.
What area?
House in Bayside.
Bayside, Queens?
Yes.
Okay. Which I used to live at one time, way back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
And at that point, did you go to get a job in real estate?
Yes.
Okay. And you worked for another company as a sales person?
Yes.
And were you successful right away?
Yes, I'm getting successful right away. So the first year, I make money for the down payment to buy my first house in Long Island.
And where was that first house?
In Long Island, Greenock.
What part?
South School. It's called Lexus Hills.
Is that where you live now?
No, no.
Oh, it was a small house?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Mm.
What year was that?
It's 2007, 2000, yeah, and year in the 2007.
Mhm.
Mm.
Can I ask you, or is it a secret, what you paid?
What I
I
paid?
guess it's public knowledge.
Yes, it's public.
What was the house in those days?
I think it's 750,000.
750,000.
Yes. Mhm.
And did you make a good down payment or a small down payment?
Mm. I make a okay down payment.
20%?
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. So you didn't rent here in Long Island. You had bought right away.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Mm.
Okay.
Because I have a friend here. They told me Long Island is a good school area
Uh-huh.
and also very close to city. That's
Right.
why I pick up Long Island, Lexus, Greenwich.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you came here, did you go to work for somebody?
Mm. Yes.
You worked for another real estate
Realtor.
company?
Yes, in local. Mhm.
And for how long did you do that?
I think I do 1.5 year.
1.5 year.
Mm.
And were you doing good?
I always doing good.
Right. And in Great Neck, there's a lot of different types of people. You have white people, you have Jewish people,
Mhm.
you have now Chinese. In those days, probably not as many Chinese like you have today.
Yes,
So you were dealing with all kinds of nationalities.
true.
And did any of them
Mhm.
refuse to talk to you because you're a different race?
Never.
So they didn't discriminate against you.
No,
Okay.
no. I don't feel I get any discrimination. Even I probably I have to say most discrimination. If I'm sensitive, maybe they will say, "Oh, what are you talking? I don't understand. Can you explain to me again?" So I don't think that's discrimination, right?
In other words, if they didn't understand your accent.
Yes,
Yeah.
So I will explain
Right. So
different way.
right. So what you're
Yeah.
saying is, if you were what they say paranoid, where you think people are discriminating, you could be very sensitive, and
Yes.
if they didn't understand you, you might think, oh,
You discriminate
right.
my assets because I'm not American. You
Right.
blah blah, and you know.
Right. Well, the first time I met you, I didn't
You did that.
understand. I was straining my ear. Now your English has improved because you're always talking to people, and the more you speak to people,
Yes.
the more you improve. If you sit at home in a corner in a closet and you don't talk to anybody, you're not going to improve, right?
Yes.
You have to actively exercise your abilities.
Yes, I wasn't afraid to talk. You know,
Right.
even make mistake. And you know, in real estate brokerage, it's very tough business. So I think I have a lot of fighting with tough cooking.
Tough cookies.
Yeah, tough cookies, fighting, convince them.
Right.
So they told me, Lee, your English is pretty good.
Uh-huh. Well, the Jewish people would say that you have chutzpah.
Yes, probably.
That means nerve,
Mm.
guts, courage.
Mm.
Because you have to have courage to be successful in business.
Mm.
Because you have to be able to approach people,
Mm.
and you have to be able to openly go after what you want in life.
Mm.
And if you're going to sit there and hide in the closet, you're not going to get anything.
Yeah, you cannot say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Because the client, they will see something. If you have it,
Mm-hmm.
it's no matter you have this skill or language, how good you are, but you have to have some kind of, like you say, hotspot.
Like they say, the squeaky wheel gets the
Mm.
most grease.
Yes.
So if you go after what you want, you get the most grease. And my father used to say that the best runner in the world is not in the Olympics. The best runner in the world is running in the street somewhere and nobody knows who he is because he didn't promote himself. The guy who everybody knows because he's famous, he also had good promotion. But that doesn't mean that he's the best. There might be somebody better and nobody knows him. So this is why you have to have chutzpah, the nerve, come forward and present yourself and go after what you want and tell people what you want. Because if you don't tell
Ask
somebody,
for help.
right,
Mhm.
you know, the best way to get what you want is number one, to give somebody else what they want,
Of course, first.
right?
Mhm.
And to ask for it.
Mhm.
When you go to get a listing, you have to ask the seller
What do you
for
want?
it.
What
Right.
kind of realtor you want to
Sure.
use? Yes.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so, you know, one of the reasons I wanted to do this show is because I'm sick and tired
Mhm.
of all these people making excuses for where they are in life. There are some people who, God forbid, they're born with a very serious handicap.
Mhm.
Maybe they're in a wheelchair. And even they, many of them, become successful.
Mhm.
It's more difficult because if you have a handicap, it's harder. But they still, many of them, become successful. And most people want to blame everyone else for their problems in life. They can't pay their rent, it's the landlord's fault. They don't go to work, it's racism's fault. There's always an excuse. Instead of saying, if it's to be, it is up to me. If it's to be, it is up to me, no one else.
Yeah, if you wanted to complain, oh yes, you're the
Yeah.
only person you should complain.
Yeah, my partner, may he rest in peace, John, he used to say, if you complain, nobody is going to care, and everyone's going to be glad that it's not them that has the problem. So they're not going to help you unless you ask for it. Okay, here we go. I'm also doing secretarial work. I'll have to get a salary here. I never thought I'd be a secretary, but for Lynn, I'll be a secretary. So let's talk a little bit about your 4 sons. How old are they, and what are they currently doing?
Oh, I think my 4 sons is my biggest assets. I think they
Most valuable assets.
Yes, to me, I feel because I have them is more than the business I run.
Mhm.
You know, 3 of them was born in Maryland, and my little one was born in New York.
The little one is over there, and he's making face.
So yeah, we spoiled him. Whole family spoiled him. The older one already went to college, NYU first year, and the second or third one high school. The little one only 9 years old. They're all very good boy, and yeah, as a mother, I feel very proud of them and proud of myself too.
And you're also very demanding. You make them take lessons, right? What kind of lessons after school do you make them take? Music, language?
A lot. You cannot imagine.
If you go to the private academies, this is for the audience, in this area, they have academies in music, they have academies in mathematics, in various areas of academic education. And you'll notice that many of the academies have Asian writing, whether it's Chinese or Korean. And also the kids going in after school and on Saturday and Sunday, you'll see Asian kids going to all these academies. And that's how they do so well, because they're working at it. And in a lot of ways, I'm sure you would agree that they're very similar to the Jews in that way, because the Jews always push education. And if you notice on Long Island, the Asians are moving wherever the Jews are.
That's true. We follow Jewish.
Right.
Yeah. But I think Asian is even more educated kids than the Jews. but Asian
Yeah.
probably more like academic.
Right. Well, the
Area.
Asians are more
Jews,
hungry
yes.
because they're coming from another country. The Jews have been here for a while already.
Yes,
And
they
sometimes,
have a family business already very rich.
Right.
So I see their articles. There's like a Jewish kids. Their rating in Ivy school
mhm,
is going down
mhm.
because their family already very successful in America.
They're not as hungry.
Yeah, they're not that hungry. They don't want. They have to necessary to working hard to achieve, high academic.
So how are you going to make sure
Mhm.
that because you're successful, your
Mhm.
kids don't get, to use a simple word, lazy?
Mhm.
In other words, how do you make sure
They're still
they're
lazy.
just gonna-
I have to say, they're still lazy. It's very difficult to,
Yeah,
to train them to be
yeah,
working hard.
yeah.
But we try our best. We make them to help to do a lot of house cleaning work. When they was young, I think they loves me so much. When they even very little, they try to help me on my business. I remember they try to do stammer, for my main job,
Hmm.
to lock the door. When I go to showing the house, they go with me to meeting with client to negotiate contract. I remember Jackie sit there with me. So they always try to help mom.
And also you have them
And also-
experiencing the business.
Yes, that's number one. Number two, now I think about financial is strong family. So I send them to different activities. Let's say in music,
Hmm.
sports. Ina is very good at play tennis.
Hmm.
And Daniel has different like computers.
Well, we're going to talk to Daniel and
Yeah,
Jackie
they're all
soon.
different. It's not only academic. Actually, academic we didn't pay extra for them. They
do a lot of other activities.
Yeah, it's other.
The house that you live in now, when did you move there?
2015, 5 years ago.
Okay, and how many square feet is the house?
House,
Approximately
4,000, yeah,
4,000?
4,000, 5,000.
4,000, 5,000? And what about the property?
It's kind of big. It's like one and a quarter acre.
Acres.
Yes,
And
it's a pool, big
swimming
yard.
pool, right.
Yes.
And it's in a place, a good name, Lake Success.
Yes.
A lot of Chinese people or Asian people, Japanese also, are attracted to the name Lake Success because they
Yes.
come here to have success by the lake.
Yeah, a lot of I think successful people
Yeah.
live there, and even Philippines. I know one of my neighbor. He's a famous architect, writer. One is a famous singer, and one is Philippine previous minister's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And also Lake Success in year 50, the United Nations temporary office was there.
That's right.
Yes.
That's correct.
So,
when they first started, it was.
I talked one of the famous writer.
Don't cover your mouth. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
he does seminar in our college. When I met him, I invited him come to my house for dinner. I talked to him and his wife. I said, "Oh, I never dreamed one day I can so close with you. I can be your neighbors. That means I'm successful today." I'm not sure if you understand.
Sure,
what I'm
I
talking.
understand. I
Yeah.
understand. So let's meet some of your kids. Should we start with the young one? Well, the older one is pointing to the younger one. So come over here, Daniel.
Yes. Hi, Daniel.
Daniel, you could actually stand between us.
Yes. Yeah. Come here.
So, because when you're standing up, it's the same as if you're sitting down.
Hey.
Okay, put your face in there. There you go. Now, Daniel, just to let you know, inside information, my wife taught Daniel phonics. his family doesn't have English as a primary first language, and Chinese or Mandarin, which is what they speak in mainland, it is not a alphabetic language like English is. It's a picture language, pictographs. And so Mandarin is completely different than English. And so in order to learn English, to learn to read English, you have to know the correlations between the symbols on the page represented by letters and the sounds that they correlate with. But of course, the schools do not teach it properly, which is why America has been dumbed down generation after generation. And if you look at the founding fathers of America and what they wrote, there is no comparison today to these men. The documents they wrote are incomprehensible to most people today, whether it's the Federalist Papers or the Constitution. And as I've said on prior shows, the fourth grade reader from 1828, 200 years ago, is a college level today. So the fourth grader then is now college level. So Daniel, tell us a little bit about what you heard your mother say and how you watched her build the family. Of course, you were very young when she was starting out, but what do you remember her doing all the time?
I kind of remember when I was like really young.
You gotta talk louder.
I kind of remember when I was younger, like really young. She was like at the bank, and I would like sit on her lap.
While she was working?
Like she was at the bank doing something. I forgot what she was doing at the bank.
Mm-hmm. And did she work very hard?
Yeah.
Good, good. I know you read for us on another show, and you were reading Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Did you like that book?
Yeah.
Did you learn anything from it? Yes? No? Okay. We'll let Daniel get off the hot seat. And let's talk to Jackie, who's older, much older.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. This is Jackie. And Jackie is how old?
I'm 16.
16. So you're a, what, junior in high school?
Yeah, I'm going into junior
Junior year, if they ever have a junior year.
year. So messed up right now.
Yeah. And you, of course, were older when your mother was working. And, you know, Daniel doesn't remember going way back to when he was a baby, what was going on. But you were old enough to watch your mother before you were living in that big house, right? You remember living in Bayside or no?
Basic very slightly. Like,
And then the second house you remember
yeah,
better?
I remember a lot more.
Okay.
The second house.
And what did you notice about your mother in terms of her activities?
And I remember like she would work together with my dad, and like they would stay up like really late. I would be like in bed and be like I call them. I'm like, when are you guys coming home? And they're like, oh, just go to sleep now. And then I remember she's very pushy and like, you know, has very big ambitions, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember in second grade, she's like, I think she was like on a newspaper, and like she really like pushed it to me. She's like, you know, tell your friends about it, like share it with your class. And so like I remember she was like, you know, she wanted to be big. And,
Always promoting herself, right? She's a great self-promoter.
yeah.
Right? Yeah. And were you ever jealous of her time?
I was always like, oh, I never really got to like in elementary school. You know, I feel like most kids, you know, they always had their mom to like do like everything for them, and like, you know, they would schedule all the play dates. So I didn't like get too many like play dates with friends at school. but you know, because she was like always so busy,
Right.
you know, creating her business. But you know, now that I'm older, you know, I understand, and you know, I still like was like taken care of from my grandma, so I got closer with her too, and
Your grandmother's the one that grows all the vegetables in the
Yeah.
property, right? Good Chinese vegetables,
yeah, she's got like a whole like farm in her back.
like Whole Foods.
Mhm.
And what would you say that you learned the most from your mother about succeeding in life and in business?
Well, you know, you definitely have to have like really big ambitions. Like there's like many things like I didn't like imagine that she could do. Like, you know, as like, you know, an immigrant coming from China and like, you know, barely having any English, just like, you know, now like living a really successful life can like get like whatever she wants now. And
I wrote a book back in 1990. For those of you who want to get the book, you can still get it online with Amazon or whatever. The book was called Tune Into Success. And the foreword was written by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, who wrote one of the most popular books in American history. The book was called The Power of Positive Thinking. And ironically, he was the minister who performed Donald Trump's at least 2 marriages. First wife and second wife was at his church, Marble Collegiate Church. So the guy who wrote the foreword to my book was actually Donald Trump's minister, who married him to his first 2 wives. And in that book, I have the statement that says, it is better to have a big target and to miss it than to have no target and to hit it. Get that one?
yeah.
So if you aim at nothing and you hit nothing, you'll get nothing. If you aim for the moon and you miss it by a little bit, at least you'll get a star. Maybe not the moon, but maybe a star. So it's better to reach higher, and even if you miss, you'll still do pretty good. But if you have no ambition, then as Yogi Berra said from the Yankees, if you don't know where you're going, you'll get there, or something like that.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your mother's greatest skill in selling real estate?
Like I said before, she's like, you know, very, very pushy. She wants to like, you know, get it done.
A pushy real estate broker? That's impossible. I'm kidding.
So, you know, she's very, I guess, you know, she keeps at it and, you know, just tries, just like, keeps trying.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so she's like very, I guess, determined to, you know, succeed. And she has like a lot of, she like really believes in herself. She has like a lot of faith in herself. So that's, you know, very important. Like for me, I don't know, like I don't really like have like the highest, like I don't really like think I could do anything.
Confidence, you mean?
Yeah, I don't really have like the greatest like, confidence. So my mom's like, oh, you can do like this, like, and you know, I really adore her for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, your confidence develops with more experience. You know, obviously, first time you get on a horse, you don't have a lot of confidence, or even a bicycle. But as you begin to ride, you get more and more confidence. So you have to first have the guts to get on the horse. If you never get on the horse, you're not going to ride. And what would you say if you were talking to somebody who wants to buy or sell a house and you were trying to sell your mother's service to them? What would you tell them?
I guess I would say like, you know, my mom's very successful woman. She really knows what she's doing now. She has like a lot of experience now.
So in other words, if you hire my mother, she will annoy the person so much that they will finally say, okay, I'll sell the house or I'll buy the house.
I mean, I guess that's the only way. Yeah.
They always say that if you want to eat an elephant, you have to do it one bite at a time, little by little. And I remember giving a seminar, because I used to do motivation seminars for real estate salespeople in the old days. And I remember the story of the real estate salesman who knocks on the door, and a woman says, "Get out of here. I'm sick of real estate people bothering me." And she slams the door in the real estate salesman's face. And so what does he do? Instead of giving up, he walks around to the back of the house and knocks on the door. And the woman opens the door and says, "What the hell do you want? I told you to get out of here." And he says, "Well, I was hoping you could help me because there's a very angry lady in the front of the house, and maybe you'll be more reasonable from that woman." And so she laughed. And when you can get somebody to laugh, then their anger diffuses and goes down.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
And that's why you have to have persistence, but persistence with class and a little bit of style so that you're not totally annoying.
Yeah.
And that's a fine line you have to walk. But in closing, what is the thing that you're most grateful to your mom about?
Well, I'm glad that I don't have to worry as much as her. Like, unlike her, I kind of did have like, the silver spoon Betsy. Like
You had the silver spoon,
yeah,
not the
exactly.
plastic spoon,
Yeah,
or no
exactly.
spoon.
And I got like, a good education, well, comparable to hers. And I don't have to like do as many chores. I wasn't like as busy. I didn't have to worry about not having the money.
Mhm.
So I'm like grateful that